University of San Diego.
Good morning, everyone. It's still morning by my watch, but almost noon, almost high noon. A very propitious time to celebrate the sunshine when we'll be kicking off our big event here at high noon in a very, very wonderful, glorious, sunny San Diego day. This has been a day for which many on this campus have been working long and hard to bring about. Folks have been working very, very diligently here, but only because we have such wonderful support and such great partners, some of whom we'll hear from this afternoon. But I'd like to really express, first and foremost, a welcome to all of you, our students, our faculty and staff, administrators, and especially many of you who are our guests and great supporters that make this day possible. We have many special guests in our audience, and I'd like to acknowledge some of them today. I'd like to acknowledge representatives from our partner in this project for solar energy, AMSOLAR. I'd like to also acknowledge in our audience, we have Assemblywoman Saldana, who has been representing us so well during her time in our State House. With us is our new Councilwoman-elect, Lori Zaff, and we also have official representatives from the Office of Governor Schwarzenegger, an alumna of ours, Emily Schmidt. Emily is here. From the Office of Senator Feinstein, Catherine Field. From the Office of Senator Boxer, another alum of ours, Caridad Sanchez. And representing Representative Davis, Susan Davis, Dianeka Goodwin. Dianeka, are you here somewhere, I think? People are scattered about. This is, of course, our Turn the Lights Off celebration, a day when we start literally and figuratively running on sunshine at the University of San Diego. It's a moment when we celebrate that USD is truly committed to being a leader in social, environmental, and economic sustainability that includes work and service both in and out of the classroom. About 1 year ago, we gathered at the same plaza to announce our plans to bring solar energy to campus. Today, USD is the 10th largest solar installation on a college campus in the United States. There are almost, yes, I think that deserves applause. We now have almost 5,000 panels installed on 11 of our buildings. That brings a cost savings for us of energy purchased to almost 30%. We have received, in order to really generate this enthusiasm and get this partnership off the ground, we received a wonderful $600,000 grant from our partner, SDG&E, to help us with our energy conservation and our renewable energy education and outreach projects. Funds from that partnership have helped us create awareness around conservation and the importance of being good stewards for the environment. Many of these efforts were really prompted by, supported by, and energized by students, especially student clubs and organizations. One example is the Green Team student organization that have been making a real difference on our campus and within our surrounding community. The Green Team actually goes out and they visit local homes, helping neighbors find ways to reduce dramatically their own energy consumption. Not surprisingly, many of our senior engineering students have been developing projects that will incorporate solar energy. For example, one of our student teams is now working with business partners to bring solar energy to a village as far away as the Sudan. We have to express special thanks to the National Science Foundation, which gave us a grant of $1 million to help us do research on methods to educate thought leaders and inform residents about climate change and its impact. These are just some small examples of what has been an exciting year here at the university for all of our sustainability initiatives. The most important message, of course, is that we are just getting started. All of you who are here today helped us so far, and you will be the authors for the rest of the story. Your creative ideas and your work, your support in the residence halls and classrooms and offices throughout all the facilities of our campus will really determine how successful we can become. We invite all of you to learn more about what we're doing and urge you to take an active role in making USD the most sustainable university campus in the United States. We are very, very privileged to have this opportunity to give an example to the rest of our community what sustainability in all of its dimensions can mean. I'm very proud of my own team. I'm very proud of all of you. And I'm also extremely grateful to our partners in the business community and those who have supported us in so many other ways. We could not do it without you. We will now hear from some wonderful representatives and speakers, and I would like to take this opportunity to begin introducing the lineup of experts and supporters that are visiting with us today. First on our program is a woman who knows education well, but has also been educated well during her years in the legislature in Sacramento and has been a great supporter of our university. Would you please join me in welcoming to the podium our speaker, Assemblywoman Lori Saldana.
Thank you. Thank you, President Lyon, and good afternoon to all of you. This is a great example of the kind of weather that San Diego is known around the world for, although, as many of you have remarked today, this bright sunshine is not necessary to generate power up on the rooftops. It's amazing how much energy will be generated even on cloudy, overcast days. And the campus, I'm not surprised that the students you mentioned were really the force behind this, because it is the students on campus here today that will have to live with the consequences of us not changing our path when it comes to energy production in the near future. And we've already seen incredible changes around the world in water supply, even in global temperatures and sea surface temperatures. And so for the young students here on campus who will be living in a world far beyond the world I will be living in, I know that they need to be very concerned about the future and how we generate energy and the impact it has on us today and the impact it has on generations to come. AMSOLAR has demonstrated an incredible partnership. I understand that they are very focused on educational facilities for these types of projects, and they're definitely a strong addition to San Diego's portfolio of companies that are committed to clean and renewable energy. I think it's an excellent partnership, and I'm so happy that it makes economic sense as well, and that the campus will be paying back over a period of time energy that will be less expensive and certainly much cleaner as a result of their investment. I think it's also important to recognize that November 2nd, voters soundly rejected a proposal that we turn our back on California's climate change programs. They refused to reject Prop 32, or rather AB 32. It was a bill that I was a co-author of in my first year in the legislature. And what that shows is that California is going to be a formidable player on the world stage when it comes to investing in green energy and in clean energy. And I would encourage other companies to take notice of what is happening here on campus and what is possible around the state, that we have very strong partnerships, that we are a great place to invest, and California would welcome them to come here and be partners in our cleaner energy futures. USD has earned very high reviews. You mentioned being in the top 10 in energy and environmental guidelines. Princeton Review has placed them as among the nation's most environmentally responsible colleges, and they've placed third among California colleges and universities in recycling. I know we have some recycling exhibits here today. There's only one thing that I think needs to be done on every campus here in the San Diego and California, actually, and that is to start looking at water, how we use water. And I understand that USD is using the same amount of water today that they used a decade ago, that they've already managed to conserve tremendously. And I think that some of the changes we're seeing have to do with how we grow, how we add people, how our campuses educate young people into the future and manage resources like water even more effectively. And I think that that will be a turning point as California looks into our energy and water future. How do we combine generating power locally and also coming up with new ways to have water without pumping it up and down the state, which consumes a huge amount of power in California. So I'm very proud to be here. I'm very proud to represent the district and the university. All of you who are students here and have come from all over the state, if not all over the country and world, you have a very proud institution that you are going to soon be graduates of. Thank you for involving me today. Thank you for this great solar initiative. I look forward to seeing the campus continue in its commitments to clean and green energy.
Thank you very much, Assemblywoman Saldana. Next is another champion for our university who actually attended here in the 90s. I'm very pleased to introduce to you our San Diego Councilman, Tony Young.
Wow, in the 90s, that was a while ago, wasn't it? Dr. Mary E. Lyons, I just want to say how proud I am to be a member of the City Council, but more importantly, alumni of the University of San Diego. And I want to say, before I say anything else, thank you, the University of San Diego, for the opportunity to get my education here. It has helped me tremendously as I have moved forward in my life. The University of San Diego is a leader in being environmentally responsible and being green. They have taken a critical step in reducing greenhouse gas and demonstrating to all of us at the City of San Diego the importance of cleaner and greener infrastructure. On a greater scale, the City of San Diego has received the status of Solar American City. We have developed and implemented sustainable building permit expedite programs throughout our city. And since 2003, over 1,000 residential and commercial units have added energy and efficiency and solar photovoltaic systems to their projects. And we continue to remind our residents and visitors that San Diego is at the forefront of developing and implementing clean and renewable energy, and such as solar power. And currently, we have integrated solar powered into city facilities and presented financing options to our residents and businesses. But clearly, there is no greater leader in regards to solar energy than the University of San Diego here in the City of San Diego. And I want to commend this university in their commitment to promoting sustainable living and higher education. Thank you, and God bless you.
We are honored to have with us today a representative, the Region 9 Administrator from the Environmental Protection Agency, who will say a few words, Mr. Jared Blumenfeld.
Thank you, President. It's my honor to be here today, and Region 9 actually covers everywhere from Guam, Hawaii, California, Arizona, Nevada, so it is the area of the country that solar is going to really become more and more prominent. We had the opportunity, the Monsignor and I, to be a little bit late to go onto the rooftop, and so he told me a little bit about the history of the Peace and Justice Center, and it seems very fitting that it would be on top of the Peace and Justice Center that we would have the first solar panels at this university. Those two words are important, and I want to start with something that, that my boss, the President Obama, said. These particular projects are staking our claim to continued leadership in the new global economy. We are putting Americans to work producing clean, homegrown American energy that will help lower our reliance on foreign oil and protect our planet for future generations. The foreign oil part really has a direct nexus, as we all know, to peace. Every single day that we generate energy through the sun, we don't generate it through oil, the majority of which is coming from countries very far away, most of whom don't hold us in high regard. The second issue is justice. If you think about environmental justice, which is a key tenet of the modern environmental movement, it really focuses on the issue that low-income and minority people in this country live closer to polluting power plants, to wastewater treatment facilities, and this project helps reverse that injustice. If we all had solar panels on our roof, it would obviate the need to have one big polluting power plant next to a poor community. And that's just what's happened in the South Bay power plant, which is going to be closed down in Chula Vista. They said, we don't need to have that power plant anymore, and the poor and low-income communities that are living around that now can say to you as students here, you helped us realize a vision. You helped take some of the burden that we currently face alone, and now we face together. We have, I just wanted to give you a context of what's happening. I was stunned looking at what's happening across the West, but mainly in California. So we currently have, and these are very, very large solar installations. We currently have on review 25 solar, 11 wind, 3 geothermal, and 6 transmission line projects in review in our office today. And these, just 12 of those projects will create 5,000 megawatts. 5,000 megawatts. This is 1.2 megawatts of energy. So the scale of what we can do as a nation is huge. But what we need is projects like this. What this shows people is most people don't go into the Mojave Desert on a daily basis. This shows what can be done, and that's really what education and universities can do better than anyone else. This is a show me moment. You can do it, and really the other show me moment is AMSOLAR. This wouldn't happen without companies that are making money doing it. This is not a charity. If we see this as just altruism, the solar industry will die. This has to be something that pencils out, and it pencils out because of incentive programs at the federal and state level, but it also pencils out because the university said, we want certainty in the price of the power. We will sign a contract over a long term. And so in the long term, they'll be saving money and saving the planet too. And that's what we need to push today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Blumenfeld. Appreciate you being here. You know, before I introduce our next speaker, I want to underscore something. A number of years ago, to use this analogy, there was a big ball sitting in the middle of the field. It was a ball that everybody stared at, and students especially said to us in the administration, when are you going to pick up that ball? And that ball was doing something about responding to all the technologies that were available for sustainability, improving our recycling programs. And thanks to really the encouragement, and if not the encouragement, the kind of insistence by our students and the support of many of their professors and faculty who also were staring at that ball, a few people walked over and picked it up. One of those was Roger Mannion, who's here with us today, who has directed the facilities of this university and all the grounds for many, many years. He, with the provost and the executive vice president of this university, Julie Sullivan, who's also here today, had the responsibility at the time to do something with that ball. She picked it up and with Roger and with others, started to look at ways in which we could negotiate some deals to really do something constructive. And what happened is that we hired a vice president for business services administration last November, a year ago now, who came along and with Roger and Julie said, okay, I've got it. A can-do guy who picked up the ball and ran with it with all of you. And we've all been running down that field together. It is now my great privilege to introduce to you our Vice President for Administration and Business Services, Admiral Len Herring.
Thank you, everybody. And really, thanks very much to the team who led the charge to get this project actually moving. And I want to thank all of our partners for making this possible. The past year has been a challenge for some issues of the project, but I got to tell you, the team came together and made it all happen. And over the course of the year, we've realized our dream. And more importantly, I think it marks just the beginning of where this campus will be in the year 2025 as the most sustainable campus in America. That's the goal. So when we start looking at photovoltaic, we're going to start looking at geothermal, solar thermal, other issues of clean renewable energy options. And I would tell you from our perspective and the administration's perspective, we're doing this because of you. Not only because it's the right thing to do for the university, but it's the right thing to do for our future. And more importantly, it's the right thing to do because in an institution of higher education, this is where tomorrow's future will be shaped. And if we don't have it here, where will you learn it? So I look forward to what the future brings to us, and I have some engineering students who have participated in today's event, tripping the circuit and going green, creating energy from the sun. What better place but San Diego to do that? And I really do. I look forward to the opportunities. And I think what we've got is what this is all about, and it's the bottom line money. So come on up.
Thank you, Admiral Herring. Thank you, Dr. Lyons and distinguished guests. Since we've been working with the University of San Diego, we've seen a marked difference in the way this campus interacts as it relates to sustainability. It's in no small part to the leadership of Roger Mannion, Admiral Herring, Michael Catanzaro, and the phenomenal team we work with here. I'm especially proud to be here today as a representative of AMSOLAR in that for many solar companies, the turning on of a solar system is the end of a partnership. And for us, together, this is the beginning of the partnership. And so I'm proud to stand here and share with you that AMSOLAR Giving, our corporate giving and community action arm, is going to announce a gift to the university. AMSOLAR Giving is an entity that we created to promote renewable energy awareness, education, and exploration. As part of our partnership between the university and AMSOLAR Giving, the first program we will be funding is the program that Dr. Lyons alluded to, which is a group of your colleagues, of your students, trying to take solar energy back to their home village in Sudan. We are so impressed by the student passion, by the excitement, by the capability of your engineering students that we've offered them a matching grant. For every dollar they can raise from all of you, we'll be matching that dollar for dollar. Secondly, come January, we'll be funding an interdisciplinary course that looks at both the legal, economic, and social elements that come together to make solar power possible. And that's something of a plug for any of you who are going to be able to enroll in that course. And we're really looking forward to funding that and to bringing world-class leaders from all over the world here to introduce solar energy. So with that, Admiral Herring, I'm pleased to present to you Hardly Blank.
Hardly blank.
Our commitment to invest more than $100,000 to support the University of San Diego.
Dr. Lyons, you want to touch? Good touch. Thank you. Thanks very much. So none of this is important. None of this happens without the support of the students. And it's now my distinct pleasure to introduce your class president, Kelsey Chase, and he's got a couple words he'd like to be able to tell you and encourage you to continue the charge. Kelsey, thanks.
Thank you, Len, and thank you, President Lyons. And also thank you to AMSOLAR for coming out here and doing such a wonderful job with the solar project here at USD. I'd also like to thank you all for attending Torero's Running on Sunshine and begin by congratulating those who have been committed to promoting USD's sustainable efforts. The addition of thousands of new solar panels establishes the university as a leader in environmental sustainability. But it is also a testament of how Toreros will apply themselves in an exciting technological age. Through many of the accomplishments you've heard today, the University of San Diego has clearly established itself as a leader in energy efficiency and as an institution committed to developing students proficient in this capacity. In addition to the university's plans to lead in the green movement, the students also have a desire to extend the bounds of our energy goals. Be blue, go green. This student commitment is the type of dedication we need to make a meaningful impact on our environment. As we discover cleaner and smarter ways to live, we will not only improve the quality of our immediate USD community, but join the global coalition to clean our planet. Through our education and desire to progress, students have joined the sustainability movement. We have moved towards less wasteful water systems and more efficient electrical grids. We are also exploring innovative programs that contribute to USD as a green leader, such as an electronically based carpooling program designed to reduce the carbon footprint created by automobile emissions. And these efforts begin with students. We are doing our part. We are ready to make the changes necessary for our environment and ready to employ new sustainable approaches to our everyday lives. Change is not something that can necessarily be accomplished right away, but I'm certain that USD students will graduate knowledgeable of real energy solutions. I know the university is headed in the right direction, and I'm confident that Toreros are ready to help power the sustainable movement. Thank you.
University of San Diego.